Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail. In the last episode, we double-backed to the standard Underrail area, and we have joined up with the Protectorate. We're going to be doing a few Protectorate missions so that we can get a feel for what the Protectorate are all about. We passed the first test, which was, I believe, answering the questions correctly in the one gentleman's office. And we've been given a task to head over to Ipani Lab, I think is what it's called. So we'll head on over there after we visit Fraser. So let's do that first. And how's everyone doing? Pretty excited to see some new stuff. The last time I was at Ipani Lab, I was eliminating everyone in it. We'll find out, I'm pretty sure, why the Protector are so interested in that location here. You approach the man you believe to be Staff Sergeant Fraser. You stand still and salute him, and he returns it. During this brief salute, the two of you get the chance to take a look at each other. The first thing you notice is his thin but impressively long nose sitting between his brown eyes. Beneath it, you see jagged lips slowly reshape themselves into a condescending smile, for he too must have noticed something on you that caused that smirk. Then, he opens his mouth to deliver a high-pitched nasal voice that borders on being feminine, and thus the conversation begins. I don't know if I can actually mimic that voice. At ease, Corporal. I'm Staff Sergeant Eric Fraser. I am the quartermaster here at Fort Apogee. So if you need equipment, or you need to exchange currency, I'm the one to come to. Now, Corporal, what'll it be? What can you tell me about the Faceless? They are not to be toyed with, Corporal, and we all understand it. They never made any hostile moves against us, at least not directly, but Port Zenith and Core City is under Protectorate control, and if the Faceless make the wrong move, they might just taste the bitter end of it. We are ready for everything, as always. The South is really a freak show, isn't it? But you know this very well already, so that comment was redundant, I suppose. And the free drones? Heh. Free drones. I don't see what the big deal is about them. They are but a minor nuisance to us. Protectorate is strong enough to wipe the ground with these anarchists. Corporal, I've already heard about the rail crossing situation, and I know what you did. If one, no offense, simple southerner can stand in their way, then, well, you understand, don't you? Did you just call me simple? No, Corporal, you must be hearing things. Besides, I don't like that tone of yours. That's not how you talk to a superior officer. I have a question, Staff Sergeant. Who gets access to all the high-quality equipment you're hiding in your armory? The good stuff, for good soldiers. I've got all these dollars that need to be spent somewhere. Say no more, Corporal. So he only wants United Stations credits. I only have 448 of those, so we might have to actually do some exchanging if he's selling anything I'm interested in. But I don't think he probably will be selling anything I'm interested in. We already have my endgame gear, so I'm really just interested in seeing what types of stuff he sells for maybe a different character later on. Lots of pistol ammo. Ooh, that's a good biohazard vest. We could make slightly better biohazard armor with that, if I want to. So decent blast cloth, but nothing to actually build with it. Hello, what is this? Protectorate Firearm Omnilube. This widely recognized as one of the best firearm lubricants will significantly improve your weapon's performance. Highly toxic. Do not ingest. Apply to a firearm to grant a 10% damage bonus for the next 50 firings. Wow! It's pretty awesome. I didn't know that something like that was in the game. I'm a big fan of consumables in any game I play. That's pretty nice. Not useful for us at all. He is selling flashbangs and MK4 grenades. I could use more flashbangs. It's like, holy crap, he sells a ton of guns. helmets, electronic repair kits. I think we are fine currently. I have 6 on me. We're good. I don't think I need any batteries. I'm good there too. I guess we can try selling a little bit for some Southgate Station credits. Oh, sorry, some night stations. Wow, so he sells super late game gear. And there's nothing else I'm interested in. Okay. Actually, maybe I'll pick up some thin grenade cases while I'm here too. Alright, everyone. So with that done, let's head back over to the other side and find this lab we're supposed to be looking for. And see what problems they're having there. Oh crap, I had weapons. I should have sold these to him too. Nah, we'll be back. Actually, I could use the extra carry weight. So we'll do this really quick. We'll do it on screen. So, Tim, you better think of something to talk about then. Alright, so what's been happening? Nothing. Oh, well, I guess I could talk a little bit about some random stuff. So, I tried ordering a webcam. I still would like to say hello to all you people in person, face to face, as it were. Unfortunately, I think Newegg is backlogged. I live in New Jersey, which means that I am usually lucky enough to get whatever I want from them from their, I think they have a warehouse in Edison, which means that if I order from Newegg, I get whatever it is that I want basically the next day. It's amazing. Oh, he's like, and he doesn't buy guns. Well, what's the point then? Okay, so much for that. I ordered a webcam, but they haven't even started to ship it yet. So, some delay there. I am beginning to work on my Heroes Quest board game some more. I think it was in Underrail. Someone asked, maybe I could talk about that. So, today, I finally finished the first... Well, I guess we should start at the beginning. I loved the board game Heroes Quest when I was young. The game first came out in, I want to say, the late 1980s and or very early 1990s. Heroes Quest is a 4 people play heroes and 1 person plays the dungeon master, effectively. Zargon is the DM's name. The heroes were a human barbarian, a dwarf, actually I think this is a dwarf, an elf, and a elementalist. And they had different stats, different hit points, and mind points. And they had different spells for the mage, and the elf could cast some spells. And then the other classes, the dwarf and the barbarian, the dwarf was good at trap finding, the barbarian was better at combat, and they didn't get any skills or the like, but there was different weapons you could purchase in the game, different sets of armor that different people could wear, and it was... Oh, and one of the things that was really unique about it was that the board you played on, there were some aspects of it that were 3-dimensional. The doors were 3D, furniture was as well, and the models were too. In fact, it was one of the first games I played where you had monster models in the game, and the hero models too, and you could paint them if you so wished. I didn't paint them because I was really young and I didn't have any paints at the time. But I loved the game, and me having 3 brothers, it was awesome to play with them. The base game consisted of 14 quests that you would complete, and these mazes were set up. There was a game book you had which showed you how to set things up. It also dealt with line of sight, and where the traps were, what monsters would spawn in different places. You could search for treasure in rooms, and there was a treasure deck you could draw from to get this stuff. There were artifacts you could find, powerful pieces of equipment. The idea was fantastic. Balance-wise, it was pretty lacking, though. The first mission was arguably the best one. And we'll talk more about Hero's Quest in a bit. The soldier stands at attention and salutes you. Welcome to Epani Lab, sir. As you were, Private. I guess we should ask him about the lab itself. What can you tell me about Epani Lab? Well, sir, Epani Lab used to be nothing but an abandoned biocore facility, one of many in Upper Underrail. The Underrail Protectorate troops moved in recently and occupied the area. It is well secured, and the proximity to Fort Apogee has so far been a successful deterrent against any bandit or free drones attacks. That's really all I can tell you, sir. Why do we have troops stationed here? What's so important about this facility? I'm sorry, sir, but that information is classified. Fair enough. Other questions for you, Private. Sir, I'd like to speak to Captain Blackwell. Where can I find him? Captain Blackwell is located on the level below this one, sir. Go straight, take the double doors to the left, then down the stairs. He can often be found near the elevator in the northern section of the building. There is a dreadnought there clearing the rubble, so if you simply follow the sound of drilling. So you can simply follow the sound of drilling. Thank you, soldier. I'll go find him. Sir! Salutes. Return, salute, and leave. Could open that if you wish, but we're not going to. You know we're going to check out the barrels. Hey, who leaves a health type over there? Oop, can't search those shelves, though. Right, so other things about Hero's Quest is that, like, when you walked into certain rooms, there was flavor text you got to read. So it was like a Dungeons and Dragons session that you could play, but without requiring pen and paper. Oh, actually, no, you need pen and paper because you had to write down what equipment you had or potions that you kept in between the different missions. So there was that too. There was no leveling up though, or things like that in the game, but it was still a lot of fun, and I liked it. Now, even when I had first picked up the game, after like the 4th mission of playing that with my brothers, I discovered that the game had balance issues with it. As Zargon, I didn't desire, well, the goal of the game is to have fun, right? That's the goal of any board game that you play. But the objective of Zargon would be to try to, I don't know if kill the players is the correct way to phrase it, but to make their lives difficult. If you could kill them, great. If not, okay. But the first mission was the only real mission until you got to the expansions for the game, where you had any hope of actually hurting the heroes. The heroes could become very powerful very quickly in the game, and it became boring would be the appropriate term, I think, to use. And hold on, here's the captain. You find the captain silently and calmly observing a dreadnought as it's clearing the big pile of rubble. He doesn't seem to mind the deafening sound of the large drill pulverizing the debris. In fact, he even appears to enjoy it, as evidenced by smiles which occasionally dash across his face. Your arrival snaps him out of his tranquil state, however. At ease, Corporal. Welcome to Epani Lab. I'm Captain Blackwell. I suspect Captain Cathcart sent you here. Sorry, Colonel Cathcart sent you here. That is correct, sir. To be frank, I expected more than a single soldier, but no matter. I hope you had no trouble finding us. I want you to listen carefully now, Corporal. The situation is as follows. Due to the extreme importance of Epani Lab, I had ordered regular and heavily armed patrols around the facility's perimeter ever since its establishment. Recently, not one, but several of our patrols reported some rather strange happenings. Silhouettes moving in dark passageways, footsteps echoing the tunnels, voices, those sort of things. As if someone or something is circling and probing our perimeter. These occurrences have repeated several times already within a short period of time, and, to be frank, Corporal, that makes me uneasy. Very much. My patrolmen were never able to catch anyone suspicious, but I'd be a fool to disregard their reports. We have many enemies in the south, but even regular bandits and other low-life know they'd get shot to pieces if they were spotted this close to the facility. No. Someone else must be behind this. Therefore, I contacted Colonel Cathcart and requested aid. Do you have any theories on what could be happening, sir? I don't want to speculate, Corporal. I want to know exactly what's happening. I want that area scrutinized. If even a centipede is missing a leg, I want to know about it. So I think that's clear enough. Do you have any further questions for me, Corporal? Or are we done here? I have some questions, sir, if you don't mind. Not at all. What do you have in mind, Corporal? I don't. Let's go. You can ask about this information later. Oh. Right. So, especially by the third mission, you struggled to put any damage on the heroes, unless you got really lucky and the heroes got unlucky. And this was okay. My brothers still had a lot of fun playing the heroes, or my mom or father when they joined in, but even they noticed that it was kind of easy for them to win. The expansions, the first two that came out for it, I think it was called the Witch Lord's Keep, I think was one, and the other one was some sort of dwarven ruins. They didn't really make it that much more difficult, to be honest. Only one, I think, of all the missions in both of the expansions, that would be 20 additional quests, I believe, proved to be somewhat difficult, and that was the Witch Lord one, which had constant reinforcements coming in. Then there was the later two expansions, the Barbarian of the North, or Frosts of the North or something, and the Elfland expansions. And those made it much more difficult for the heroes, significantly so. Some of the creatures were actually extremely powerful and very, very dangerous. They swung the difficulty in the complete opposite direction. It was fun to witness my brother's struggle, but we didn't play very often those missions. There were two other, I think, expansions as well, an ogre army and one that dealt with all these different mages. But those expansions were released, I believe, only in the European version of the game. I, being American, we had the American version. I much prefer the American version because creatures have multiple hit points in it, as opposed an ogre in the American version. One of the expansion creatures had, I think it was 8 body points. So the heroes had to put 8 points of damage on it to kill one of them. If you're scoring off against 2 of them, it's very difficult as the heroes to do that much damage to even a single one of them. In other words, they were survivable, and they did fantastic damage too. Oh? Hello. Free drone fighter. I feel so I'm so sorry. I suppose this will let us see what is actually inside this location, though. We got a key. So when I was here with Garrett, I was a member of the Free Drones, so I could not enter this trapdoor. I suspect I'll be able to now, though. I should have activated my shield. I don't have any stuffed... Just about to say, I don't have any stuffed bat, so... We'll talk more about Heroes Quest when we patrol Upper Underrail. Shred and another free drone fighter. sniper. That guy has a crossbow, so he'll probably have a net. So I definitely want to kill him. Oh! That's not all of them, though. We did hear a dog barking. Lots of dogs. Hello, doggies. Embarrassing, free drones. Embarrassing. Didn't even put a single point of damage on me. Let's see what they had on them. Some decent armor, a shield. Harbinger, to call that stuff off the sniper. Another key for the maybe a different hideout. Much more crap. We can keep them. K3 grenades. Much drugs we could use. Shred's crossbow leveled. Not very good, but we'll just break it down. MK3 incinerate bolts. MK3 shock bolts. Glad we killed him as quick as we did. Armor actually is worth it a little bit. Take all this stuff. Anything else they have down here? Some Corsity plans. Tourist guide. Some sort of advertisement or a guide for people visiting Upper Underrail. Unfortunately, it's partially destroyed, but by the looks of it, one used to be able to have a lot of fun there. Standard EMP grenade. Search these shelves too. Okay, well, that was easy. We'll just go let them know, I guess, they're free drones. I wonder how we knew they were free drones. I guess we're just guessing. I guess we're just guessing? Yes, that's correct. I said that. No other free drones around up here? And was this the only location that had that I was supposed to check on? I suppose so. So far, other than one of the Protectorate being a little rude, and that's okay, there hasn't really been any other reason to distrust the Protectorate yet. Yeah, so back to Hero's Quest. So, I tried making some special rules ages ago to first off to add more artifacts and magical items to encourage the heroes to search for treasure a little more, because after a while the heroes had everything they could possibly wish and there was no reason for them to search for treasure. Searching for treasure was one of the few ways Zargon was able to put damage on the heroes, and by either a monster spawning right in front of them and or by them taking one guaranteed point of damage from what was called a hazard card. And so I would add special treasures and stuff like that, and the players, my brothers and family would want to play that, would want that a little more often and so on. Like they'd want this stuff, so they'd search a little more. I tried balancing the enemies a little bit better by giving like gargoyles, magic spells they could use, and so on to make them a little tougher. That went well. That went reasonably well, but I couldn't find a way to balance the game. And to be fair, I was like 11 or 12, so it was. I didn't have the breadth of experience that I have now. Fast forward to... Oh, well, actually, we'll fast forward a little bit later. Corporal. I found a group of free drones hiding near Epani Lab. They breathe no more. Outstanding work, Corporal. Free drones, you say? To be frank, it's no surprise. I already had suspicions it was them skittering around. I guess you need proof. His eyes shift to the right while he continues. So, they suspect something is happening here. We need to mobilize. I request more troops from Fort Apogee. Oh, ignore me talking to myself. All in all, outstanding work, Corporal. You are shaping up to be quite a valuable asset. Yes. Yes. I already know what you did in rail crossing. Good work, soldier. Back to the current issue. Tell me, where did you find their hideout? It's just to the north of here, sir. The eastern entrance, the first passageway, leads right to their hideout. Perfect. I'll send some men there right away. Maybe they'll dig out something useful. You are dismissed, Corporal. You may return to Fort Apogee. Salute and leave. Can we maybe... Corporal? You use dreadnoughts to clear rubble? Dreadnoughts are designed for that, Corporal. Other than having superior weaponry, they also come equipped with incredibly powerful and durable drills. When you need to make an entry, you can drill your own way if the existing one doesn't fit your needs. You'd be surprised by how much you can do with them if you think tactically and try to outsmart and outmaneuver your enemy. Of course, they also prove useful when you only need them to clear some debris, as you can see here and here. He flashes a smile. May I ask why Epony Lab is so important, sir? To be frank, Corporal, I can't tell you. It's classified. But I can tell you that it is extremely important for the future of all military operations in South Underrail. That's all you need to know. Any other questions? Salute and leave. So, do you see that rubble they're clearing? Right here? That's an elevator. That is a large elevator, and it would give them access to an area in the southern, or the lower Underrail section, without them having to go through Core City. Core City would never allow the Protectorate, at least not at the moment, to march troops directly through the city to other places in lower Underrail. Why would they? They wouldn't want the Protectorate taking over Core City, or threatening, the Oligarchs won't want their rule threatened. And they're so far away, I don't think the Protectorate really want to show up to fight that fight. They would, I suppose, if push comes to shove. In addition, currently the Faceless, I guess, are... Well, the Faceless are blocking actually this area from the Protectorate up north. I guess we'll walk around this way. Oh, we should also take out all the bullets. We should also break down this for some parts. Now, what are you? You're worth selling. You are not. Take some more scrap. Then we'll build some repair kits. Let's see. Holy crap, 200 pieces. That's awesome. 1, 2, 3. And now, repair some of the stuff I want to sell. So the Harbinger will probably be worth a decent amount. Yes. Awesome. I think that pistol will be too. And I have one of these to repair. Some of the Goblin overcoat. Do I have any fabric scraps? Not enough to make a kit. So, I've always wanted to revisit Hero's Quest and fix it. And I tried doing this like a decade ago, and I had a few friends at work play it. I tried adjusting how some of the spells worked and so on. But I still kept the game mostly true to its original roots. That is to say that, like, the mage got just 9 spells to use during a mission. The heroes didn't really have anything special to them. The monsters got a little upgrade here or there, but things were mostly kept the same. And I couldn't find a way to really I couldn't find a way to make the game what I wanted it to be, which was more like another type of game of this sort called Descent. Descent is a game put out by Fantasy Flight. And if you've played Descent, then you generally have a good idea what Hero's Quest is, and vice versa. But Descent is a bit different than Hero's Quest. In Hero's Quest, the interactions between the heroes and Zargon wasn't so adversary as it was in Descent. In Descent, it was you versus whatchamacallit. versus the Overlord. That was Zargon's effective name in that game. Nice. Insta-gibbed. That door should open. That guy. Okay. We want that guy. Oh, my sprint's on cooldown. He's using a very special hammer. I think it's called Quake. And I'd like to take a look at it. I doubt it will be better than our Shock Tychrome sledgehammer, but I still want to see it. It's a unique weapon, if I recall correctly. I guess we'll take some more of this stuff. Keep out. Cigarette packs. Fuel we don't need. We also know that there are 3 of them. So let's do this. Gubbins. There he is. Gubbins is more important for me to kill outright than this guy. So, because he's got that hammer. He took that hit like a champ. Good for him. Now he's dead. And you're stunned. And you're dead! Oh my god. This is fantastic. I love this. Let's recharge our hammer. Charge up our sword. Let's see what these losers have on them. Hammer. I guess we'll just take everything. Okay, so we can break down a handful of things. The armor will break down, so the parts are worth more to me. Same thing with the helmet. Decent assault rifle, level 11 though, lower level. We'll still sell it. We want the scraps from this. This pistol can also be scrapped. I don't care about helmets. That armor I will hold on to. Alright, let's take a look at that hammer. Quake. The head of this hammer is designed so that it begins to vibrate as it's swung. 46 through 75 damage. Can I see? I can't compare directly. Okay, so we do 54 through 85. So we do more mechanical damage with our own sledgehammer. So we're definitely using ours. 25 action points, 5% crit, 130 critical damage bonus. So far less chance to crit. Slightly better damage. Same strength. On hit, 50% chance to daze the target for 1 turn. Ignores mechanical damage threshold when attacking organic targets. Damage increased by 10% for each stem. Wow, so you don't get any defense dice. Defense dice? I'm talking about Heroes Quest too much. You don't get any mechanical threshold resistance at all. Wow. So that could actually be inflicting more damage. How much does it weigh? 25 pounds. I would like to have an extra secondary weapon on me, but that's what my Energy Tychrome machete's for. The other thing about this weapon is notice that there's no durability on it. This weapon does not need to be repaired to my knowledge. We could use it instead of the Tychrome machete. Meh, hold on, what we got? Let's search this guy. That's worth a bit. And anything in the desk? Got a blueprint that we already know. Okay, perfect. That's that. Let's double back to Core City and sell some stuff. Talk more about Heroes Quest for a bit. So, about a decade ago, after I had given up with the Heroes Quest board game, trying to not fix it, that's the wrong, well, maybe fix it is the correct word, make it a little more balanced, more challenging, but still keep the idea that well, we'll get into that, into that later. So, I failed to figure out a way to fix the balance issues that I was having, at least, with the basic Heroes Quest board game. So, I gave up, and I was like, well, it was a neat idea, but in the end, I just can't do it, and that was it. I gave away the Heroes Quest board game stuff to my friend Chris, and that was it. Well, Kickstarter appeared on the radar, and this company called Dwarven Forge, had a Kickstarter, or had a, what's it called? It's not called a pledge. Well, they had a Kickstarter on the Kickstarter site, in which they were looking for money, and they would give you, depending on how much you gave them, three-dimensional dungeon tiles. And I immediately fell in love with the idea of revisiting Heroes Quest, and if nothing else, playing it with my friends. And the idea of a three-dimensional dungeon altogether, so not only would the doors and pieces of furniture be three-dimensional, but the dungeon itself would be really, really caught my attention, and I was thrilled with the idea behind it. So I backed it. I backed it for like 600 or so bucks, and I got quite a few dungeon tiles, painted them up, and and of course, this now being I'm significantly older, about 30, 36, 37 or so, I was painting. Having played games like War Machine and Warhammer, I know enough about painting to do an okay job when it comes to it. It doesn't look like it's professionally done, but it doesn't look half bad, I think. And so I have miniatures that I could use in the dungeon as well. So I sat down and I decided that I was going to revisit the game entirely. And I redesigned the rules for the game from the ground up. I put together a first level, a first quest, and I playtested the hell out of it. I changed how the heroes worked. I gave them the ability to level up, gave you more things to spend money on, added my own artifacts in, changed the way that spell selections worked. No longer would the mage have like 2 useful spells, and every spell, once you cast it, is discarded. I went through several revisions, and eventually got up to 3 dungeon levels. I playtested the game that I have been working on with my friends. They've played the first level about 20 to 30 times now or so, because I keep wanting to playtest things whenever I make any type of change to make sure things aren't broken. They're pretty tired of the first level, but it's been about 2 years since they last played. But they still really liked it, and they loved all the character classes. In addition to, so in the normal Heroes Quest game, there were just 4 classes: the Barbarian, Dwarf, Elf, and Human, Wizard, or Elementalist. I have a total of 16 character classes, I think. 16 or is it 12? Let me think. Nope, 16. 16 character classes, and they all feel pretty unique. And some of my friends are really, I don't know how to describe it. They love some of the interactions and the unique play that some of them have. The Dwarven Herbalist in particular. And so I've been pretty happy with, by far, how easy the game was to pick up from my friends. And there's still a bunch of stuff that they, how can I describe this? The first game is a lot of like, okay, I can do this, and so on. But once they get the knack of it, and once they understand how line of sight works, it seems to work really well. The missions are a bit, I was about to say hit or miss, but that's not correct. As Zargon, I don't want to kill the players. Or rather, I'm sorry. You do, but you don't want that to be the end goal. You want to give them a really tough time, but in truth, you're secretly rooting for them to win. I would have preferred the game to be one that played itself, similar to a few of the... I know there's a few like Dungeons & Dragon dungeon crawls and stuff like that, where it's a group of you and all your friends play together against a game. I tend not to like those that much because it feels too artificial to me when I'm playing it. I feel that you really need a human guiding the actions of the creatures to make sure it has the proper amount of threat feeling in it. And so you need a Zargon player. But that Zargon player could also play a hero if he wanted to. He just has to remember that he needs to be giving the heroes a tough time. So most of these rules are unfortunately still in my head. But my players are well aware of the vast majority of them. And quite a few of them are also written down. I need to sit down and actually hammer out all the basic rules for the game and try to come up with a way to show how line of sight works in it as well. But I have the first 4 dungeons created, and I'm almost done with the 5th one now. We'll talk a little bit more about it after we're done selling some stuff. So hello, Oscar. So let's sell you stuff that is... Oh, you don't have any money. You don't have any money. Alright, so we'll take this stuff and I'll sell you this pistol. Okay. We can still get some more bullets, I suppose, to sell to Dercia. Okay, so... A little too soon. Came back here a little too soon. Well, we can at least repair. I don't know if this is worth it. Probably not. Probably not. Let's spend the rest of these upgrading the Harbinger. How's my... We didn't take any damage. That was amazing. Oh, actually, that's not worth repairing that. And then, do I have any cloth repair kits? I do not. Okay, so... Oh, we can work on this a little bit more, though. Yeah, so what else was there about Hero's Quest? So, when I get the webcam in... Actually, maybe not the webcam, but I've been tempted to purchase some actual recording cameras. I guess all cameras can record, but I want something decent, like a tripod as well. And I'm tempted to record a game session of Hero's Quest. It would just be me playing, because with the epidemic going on, I'm not gonna have any friends over. But I'd be able to show you guys what the Hero's Quest game is like. Now, there are things I've always mentioned when I talk about the game, and that is that there is no way I can reproduce what I have and make it affordable to anyone. The Dwarven Forge tiles I've backed several Kickstarters since the first one, and I've spent close to probably $2,000 on Dwarven Forge stuff, or so, just about. I think I backed... How many? 3 of them? 2 or 3 of them, I think I backed. And there's no way. You can't translate those tiles into something that would be affordable in a $100 board game. It's not possible. $100 in Dwarven Forge would give you enough to make 1 room in a hallway. That would be it. It's not possible. So, my chief concern during all my time of working on this game has been trying to tidy up the rules and get the dungeons created such that if I was to... See, I probably wouldn't even sell the game. Or if I would, it would just be the rules I would sell and the cards. And then the players would have to come up with their own way to construct the dungeons and the furniture. Oh, that's another thing, furniture. I spent quite a bit of money on furniture from this amazing modeling site in Germany. Oh god, I hope they're still around. It's been a few years since I've even looked. A fantastic company. Darn it, I wish I could go look at up their name, but I don't even remember what they're called. But I have quite a few pieces of furniture from them. Again, amazing. It looks fantastic. I love it. You have to paint the furniture yourself, of course, but I think I've done an okay job on it so far. But I have a lot of furniture, too, just to get into the dungeons. And so, right, there, again, no one's going to spend $4,000 on a board game. Rather, there might be a handful of people that do that, but they're going to really want the best game imaginable. And so I am not qualified to, qualified might be the wrong term, but I don't want that amount of pressure to produce something that would be considered that fantastic for that amount of money. No one's going to buy it. Not really. Unless they're filthy rich. In which case, well, I guess so, but I want my market for everybody. So my idea would be to... I've always mentioned this to my friends. Oh, 2 leather armors, hold on. My idea would be to, again, if I was to ever have a Kickstarter for the game, it would be for the rules and for the cards. And even then, like, you can make your own cards. In fact, that's what I've been doing. And so, to that end, I've thought about just, once everything's in an acceptable state, just uploading the whole thing and saying, here you go. Have fun with this. Hope you guys like it. I loved this board game when I was young, and now I'm trying to make something, take it out into a really complex, different direction. But I think you all will like it. So that was the plan behind it. And I've been babbling way too much about Heroes Quest this episode. So, what are we doing? I still have too much weight on me. What's weighing me down? All my bullets. So let's put some bullets here. Sell these to Garcia. Okay. So we have enough time to go back to the Protectorate and turn in that quest. I have, in the past, taken pictures with my camera of a game of Heroes Quest. I would get down and show like what the heroes would see. I'd take shots at the end of each combat, show what each character did at the end of each round. My plan was to make a slideshow and narrate it, but it became too much work to do it. And also I wasn't happy with the quality of some of the pictures. So I ended up scrapping the idea. I've actually tried that several times. I think it might be best for me to just show you guys it. Finally, there's one last thing I should mention it. So, the cards and the pictures. The art for the cards and pictures was stolen from the internet, in so much that over the years I was looking up different artwork. I would never, ever release this game with any artwork if I was to give it away, because it's not my artwork. I didn't pay for any of it. In fact, if I was to have a Kickstarter for it, that money wouldn't go to me. It would go to the artists in order to pay for the art for the cards and or anything else in the game. So when I do show what I've got, keep that in mind, that the cards and stuff like that, that art's just from various things on the internet. Artists making pictures of all sorts of different stuff, potions, or pictures of anime characters, or heroic-looking, realistic pictures and stuff like that. Magic the Gathering cards and stuff like that. All that was taken and slapped onto cards to give it something to look at, because I wanted people who played it to understand this is what the game would kind of look like when it was done. So, and I'm super excited whenever I get to talk about it. And it's been too long since I sat down and tried playing it. So, I got plenty of time now to do so, be cooped up in here. And I should try to finish the first game, as it were. And my intention was to have a total of 8 quests. But, it's actually going to be more than that. There's going to be 2 secret quests you can find in it. And there's also going to be... Oh god! I'm wearing my armor! Am I allowed to wear my armor? Yes, I am. I just walked right in here. Okay. Sorry about that. I guess we can now wear it, but just in case, I'll keep it off. I'm wearing my armor. My armor is allowed on. My armaments are not, however. I also have in the games the quests branch, so that at one point you'll get a decision as to these 2 different directions you can go in, and which way you pick the next 3 missions were completely different than they would be if you chose the other direction. I'm a big fan of choices that matter, and there's a bunch of stuff that you will do in the game that you might or might not do, which will determine what happens to you in later quests as well. So I'm pretty proud of this so far. It's taking a long time. Very long. It's been 5 years now, I think, since I've been working on this. But, well, it's coming along very slowly. Alright, hello, Consul Oliver. Corporal, come on in. What can I do for you? Oh, nothing. Sorry. Wrong person. At ease, Corporal. I finished the task Captain Blackwall gave me, sir. That's what I like to hear, Corporal. Captain Blackwall contacted me already, so I know all about the current situation. I was worried the Faceless were sneaking up on us, but free drones, they're a bit easier to deal with. You did good, Corporal. Very good. Your first pay is waiting for you. See Staff Sergeant Fraser about that. Thank you, sir. You're welcome, Corporal. Spend the money well. Anyway, I have another mission for you. I'm ready to start my second mission, sir. Excellent, Corporal. Quite excellent. Before we begin, there's something I feel I need to tell you. Sir? You see, Corporal, when you first came here, I was overwhelmed, bombarded by both the ambassador and the consul. They told me of the Southgater, Gabriel. Wait. That's me! Corporal watches you for brief moment for continuing. Judging by the name, I'd say it is you, Corporal. Well, Corporal, I was told the Southgater could prove to be an excellent ally. He has shown interest and dedication, and acceptance of our agenda. That was what I've been told, at least. I was told of your bravery, everything about that missing train. It all sounded too good to be true. It all sounded like hogwash to me, Corporal. I thought I was, in reality, going to get a diplomatic pansy, some talker from Southgate Station whose only job would be to play nice all the time so that the ambassador and consul can be happy. Everything can be done diplomatically, they'd say. I don't need any more of that here, Corporal. I've got enough of it already. If it was all up to them, we'd be overrun by bandits by now. But I may have misjudged you. You are a soldier. That's the only thing I want from you. We live in a world, Corporal, where when you have a bullet flying towards you at 1,000 meters per second, you want someone to dodge it and fire back, not talk to it while it's in mid-air. Now let's get back to the problem at hand. Listen up. I need you to go to the lower Underrail for this one, Corporal. We lost contact with an expedition that was dispatched to Hephaestus Research Facility. Hephaestus Research? I can forgive you for not knowing about all these abandoned Biocorp facilities. I know very little too, to be honest. Biocorp has been around for a few hundred years, and they have left us with innumerable abandoned sites. This one, though, when I was told about it, what was done there, I realized it was worth checking, Corporal. Care to elaborate, sir? Hephaestus Research was a large and advanced research center dedicated purely to robotics. To elaborate, as you say, they developed robots intended for different roles. Military, industrial, mechanical. I was told significant progress was made there, but it was all forgotten when Biocorp fell apart. If we could get some of that tech, Corporal, it could prove to become a significant advantage. Maybe we could stand toe-to-toe with the Faceless. Imagine that. So I decided to send an expedition to locate this facility and see if they could dig out something useful. A group of 10 men and 1 dreadnought to clear the path to serve as protection. The earthquake happened and we lost contact. It was to be expected, and there was no need to immediately intervene since they had supplies to last them some time. The time is up, and we still haven't received any word from them. Your mission is to go there and locate the missing crew. Tell me how to get there, sir, and I'm on my way. It's a bit difficult to explain, Corporal, but I'll do my best. According to the last few messages we received from the expedition, they entered the cave system north of the now abandoned GMS. They dug a path south and found the entrance to the facility just a day or two of digging. Therefore, it must have been close to the cave entrance. This is all the usable information regarding its location I can give you. If everything is clear, I wish you luck, Corporal. I sincerely hope those men are still alive down there. If they are, I promise I'll return them safe and sound, sir. Good luck, Corporal. Let's go get our paycheck, and then I think we'll call it a session. I really went on and on about Heroes Quest. I still didn't tell you a whole lot about what's been altered or changed. It would be far easier for me to show you it instead. Because then I have to go into what all the different tokens mean and stuff of that sort. It would take a bit. What do you need, Corporal? Colonel told me to see you about my pay. Here you go, Corporal. These blues are now yours. It gives you 250 United Stations dollars. Hey, get yourself something nice. You deserve it. Salute and leave. Okay. Alright, everyone. Well, that'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching. In the next episode, haven't we been to Hephaestus Research Center already? This might be it. Have we been in this facility yet? I thought we did, but maybe we have not been there. I suppose we can go... We can check. They said in the caves. This is the only thing I'm aware of that is a research station in the cave. Oh, but that is the GMS location. Oh, it's here. Oh, I've never been in Hephaestus Research. I was never able to throw the lever. It was always stuck. Oh, that's going to be exciting. While we're in the area, we can stop by Oculus and say hello to them as well. Alright, everyone. So that will do it for us. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Take care, everyone.